Good evening and welcome to the live edition of Work and Money. I'm your host, James Crosby, and publisher of CityNews newspaper. Work and Money is designed to inform and educate people on personal finance, career development, and entrepreneurship. It's Tuesday night and we're live. Tonight is going to be an entrepreneurship day. We've got both Dick Rutkowski, chapter chairman of SCORE, and we have Jim Donato from Small Business Administration, better known as SBA. Gentlemen, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate being here.
So we're really going to talk about some really good stuff to get some people into business, some money, some loans, some good counseling advice from the folks at SCORE. And SBA, let's start with Jim, you and SBA, and give us a little background about what's going on recently.
All right, well, SBA, Small Business Administration, we're the federal government agency, and our goal is to foster the creation and the growth of small businesses. And we do that three ways. One of the ways we do it in the area that I primarily work in is to assist small businesses in getting financial assistance to either start or grow their business. We also help companies tap into federal government contracting opportunities. And perhaps the most important thing I think we do is that we partner with organizations such as Dick's in providing counseling to small business owners, people that are thinking about going into business or growing their business.
Mm-hmm.
So,
now, when a person is looking to get SBA involved, they don't necessarily go to SBA first, correct? They would normally go to the bank. How does that work?
if you're pursuing financial assistance, typically what we'll tell people to do is put together a business plan and work with perhaps some resource partners to help you do that. But you always start with a bank because we are not direct government, we are not direct lenders. What we do is we step in and guarantee loans in situations where somebody needs some enhancement or a bank needs some enhancement in order to extend financing. Situations such as a startup company or somebody that doesn't have enough collateral to fully satisfy that lender, we can perhaps guarantee a portion of that loan, in effect acting as a co-signer on their behalf.
That's good. Now, one of the resource partners, as you put it, is called SCORE, which senior counselors, help me, Dick.
Well, it used to be the Service Corps of Retired Executives.
Ah.
However, that was changed as of October 2004. We are now SCORE, Counselors to America's Small Business. That's the new...
So you kept the name SCORE.
Right, we kept the name SCORE.
And for marketing purposes, and anybody who can know about marketing, that's you.
Well, thank you for the compliment. But SCORE's been around 41 years. This is our 41st year. And Cleveland SCORE, chapter number 30, this is our 40th year. We're going into our 41st year as of October next year.
Now, you are the chapter chair.
Chapter
so
chair.
How big is this chapter?
We are 58 strong, men and women, within our chapter. There's 389 chapters across the United States, over 1,000 different outlets. We at our chapter here, chapter 30, has 5 different outlets for counseling. So we try to make it as convenient to the people that have need for our services. So as a result, they can make it as easy for themselves as they would like, or they can come downtown our office at 1350 Euclid Avenue.
Okay. Now you're not a paid government employee. In fact, you're not paid. This is a total volunteer.
We are strictly a volunteer organization. If it wasn't for the SBA that gives us the facilities to operate out of across the United States, we would not be able to survive. And they give us telephones, and they give us lights, and they give us desks, and they give us stamps, and they give us all the help and support that they can possibly give us. Or we just couldn't make it.
That's great. Now tell me a little bit about your background.
My background, I'm originally a Pennsylvania guy that came here from Ohio, or to Ohio, just about 18 years ago, which was one of the things I never dreamed I'd end up doing. But anyway,
but you're here.
I'm here, and I'm glad I'm here because now would be a hard place to leave. But I traveled all over the United States, Canada, Mexico in my career, and my career was primarily in the automotive area. And at one time I had a car dealership, and I was also in the marketing business, and I ended up being employed by a customer of mine in Mentor, Ohio as their sales manager. That was 18 years ago. And we got together, and it was good for them and good for me, and as a result, I'm still here.
That's awesome. So now, SCORE. Can I say SCORE?
Please.
Okay. How does SCORE actually work? Give me a little bit of, would I have to pay to walk into your offices?
That's the beauty of SCORE. All you would have to do is pick up the phone or get to our website, make a reservation for an hour session. We are free. There's no charges for anything we do, and everything we also do is very confidential. In fact, all of our counselors have to sign a code of ethics each and every year of confidentiality. We do not explain to one another who we're talking to unless that particular client says, hey, talk about me. Try to get me help, get me some support, whatever the case may be.
Is SCORE a prerequisite to doing business with SBA, to get a loan through SBA?
It is not a prerequisite, although we highly recommend that somebody takes the opportunity to sit down with the SCORE counselor prior to sitting down with the lender, just if nothing else to be a sounding board, to perhaps tweak that business plan before then you take it to a lender. Okay?
That's where SCORE really, really excels, in the fact that the entrepreneur, or thinking of being an entrepreneur, if you will, the startups, have no idea where to begin. And if they're going to try to borrow money, they definitely need to have a business plan. Well, business plans can be quite cumbersome. We hear it quite consistently, the fact that I took the business plan off the internet, and I ended up with 4 inches of paper. And it was so cumbersome, I didn't know what to do. So they were afraid. Well, they end up finding us either through the banks or through the Chamber of Commerce's or through the SBA, and they come in and we give them a 14 or 15-page business plan, which has the questions that they need to answer, and it makes it so much easier and simpler. As a result, they can keep coming back to us for guidance and some support. And it's pretty easy once you find out that it isn't that bad. When you really find that you really want to be in this business, I need a business plan. That's number one. So what does a business plan do? If you're going to take a trip from here to California, what would be the first thing you'd do? You'd find a map. Okay? You would read that map.
First thing I do is find out how much it's going to cost.
Well,
me.
there you go. You find, well, that's part of the plan. Finding out how much it's going to cost. How many miles it's going to take. Same thing with your business. You need a business plan to find out what your plan is, how you're going to operate, what the financial requirements might be, and to really, really identify the marketplace that you're trying to attack. Happens to be other people out there already in that business.
That's right.
I don't know of anyone in my 38 years in business that has the exclusive.
That's true.
There is other people out there doing the same thing.
Not even Bill Gates.
Exactly.
Now,
So-
but I think what's unique about you and your organization is most of your members or your counselors have owned businesses before.
Yes, most of our people have actually owned businesses. I think it's around 45 to 50% of them actually own their businesses. The other 40 or 45%, whatever it was, happen to be managing businesses. And our business people come from every walk of life you can think of. I'm thinking of some of the companies. We have TRW people. We have people from the old Society Bank, which is now Key Bank. Mm-hmm. We have people from retail. We have people from an organization called Cisco, which is the largest food supplier. Mm-hmm. We just lost our best attorney, who was the attorney for Home Depot. He decided to go to Florida and retire on us. We didn't particularly like that, but he was our expert when it came to leasing and all the other things. My particular background, when it comes to sales and marketing, I think I know a little bit about it. After 38 years of being kicked around and my hair turned white, I picked up a few things. But we have 200 different areas of expertises that we deal with when people call us. And what we try to do after our first session, we then try to match the expertise of our counselor with that particular individual to give them the support and the tools that they need to make their business survive.
That's fantastic. We got to take a 2-minute commercial break. My guest today is Mr. Jim Donato and Mr. Dick Rutkowski from SBA and SCORE, respectively. We'll be right back after these messages. Good stuff, fun stuff. I like it.
Hello, stranger.
What they want. Come out, sell it, and make millions.
Is that too much to ask?
Cut the madness. Your diamond. Betrayed the sand. Just like a squandered life of innocence.
Crosby Furniture has all the best comforts for your home. Quality furniture without all the brand names. Hey, let's take a look.
You'll be impressed with our showroom of fine dining room, bedroom, and living room furniture with just the right price for you. With over 40 years of service in the community, we are still here. Come in and see my husband and I. where you'll always be treated like family.
Bring in your monthly Adelphia cable bill and receive 10% off your next purchase.
Keeping you informed in the African American community. It's your City News, news of the city.
I enjoy City News for the work and money section.
I like the Pulse section. It keeps me up on the entertainment happenings around town.
As a local hip-hop entrepreneur in the city of Cleveland, the combination of Swerve and Work and Money has done tremendously for my company.
Free at 1,500 locations throughout Northeast Ohio. Pick up your City News today.
I enjoy City News, and you should too.
Adelphia Channel 15 is putting you in the middle of local NASCAR-sanctioned stock car action with a brand new program, The Racer's Edge. I'm Patrick Pearson, inviting you to tune in as we put you in the driver's seat of local spectator stocks, Grand Nationals, modified and late model, heart-pounding, tires, squealing action with local drivers from around Greater Cleveland competing for top marks at Lorraine Speedway's NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series. Tune in to The Racer's Edge, only on Adelphia Channel 15.
Back and we're live. It's Tuesday night. The number is 575-0403. My guest today is Mr. Richard Rutkowski, and we're calling you Dick.
Very good.
We can call you Dick. Okay, good. And again, you're the chapter chairman of SCORE, and you've expanded your name to now it's SCORE.
Counselors to America's Small Business.
That's great. And again, thank you for being on the show, both of you gentlemen. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you again for having us. We appreciate it.
Now, with the counseling services that you offer, most of the people that start with SBA, most of them are startups. But do you have to be a startup in order to get the services of SCORE?
No, you definitely do not. In fact, a lot of businesses need SCORE who are already in business. But as most entrepreneurs, they seem to think that they would rather pay a counselor to get the same advice they can get from SCORE for free. Mm-hmm. But that's their choice. And we've had many people come in that say, geez, I just had a consultant that came in and they tried to help me, but I get more out of your session in an hour that I've gotten for $10,000 from the consultant. So it's just one of these things. That's why being on this program is going to help the people out there to know that we exist.
That's right.
We're the best kept secret, according to the government, that there is.
And it sounds like it. Now, you've said hour twice. You have an hour session, but so as an entrepreneur, if I walked into your offices, would I be totally restricted to 1 hour and that's the end of our engagement?
Each of our sessions are an hour long.
Okay.
But you can come back as often as you wish. Each session will be another hour, and you keep going on and on and on. We have people that have come to us for 15 years. We've taken a couple of businesses from $0, from an idea, to over $5 million. And it's taken them many years to get there. But they're very profitable, very successful. We have other businesses that started 2 years ago with just a dream. And now they're doing very, very well. A young lady that we worked 2 years ago with that gave up a big job, decided that she was tired of training all of her presidents, decided that she was going to start her own business. Well, she didn't know exactly how to begin, but she came and she said, I think I better call SCORE first. Someplace she heard about SCORE. So she tried us out and she came in. It's a funny story because we try not to kill anybody's dream. Right. We try to make sure that this is your dream, this is your desire, we want to help you. We're not telling you what to do. But this lady was so far out that she completely was missing really what her business was all about. So we had to reel her back in, and once we got her in, she finally said, hey, this is why our business that I just left is having troubles. And this was a major corporation. So yes, we can help existing businesses as well as startups or those that are dreaming about starting a business on how to begin. And that's pretty much what SCORE is all about.
Well, what are some of the things you see? I mean, obviously you're going to need a business plan. But beyond that, what are some of the characteristics of somebody that might be successful?
Well, there's a few things, and I think anyone that you speak to who has dealt with people in business, and if you read some of the things in magazines or books or whatever, they talk about 4 or 5 different areas. Well, my own personal opinion, I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Because I think that's the important thing, is the emotion that you have to have and a burning desire to make it work. If you don't have that burning desire and the emotion to keep your business going, you're not going to make it. It just doesn't happen. There are long hours in starting a business or running a business, and most people don't realize that. They think that years and years ago, when I remember when franchising was getting real strong in the automotive parts business, there used to be a laughing little comment, well, all you have to do is just get the armored car now and haul the money to the bank. Well, it's not the way it works.
That's right.
It's not the way it works. You have to put in the hours, you have to put in the time, you have to have good people, you have to train people, you have to take care of people, and you have to train people to do business with you. And they'll say, well, gee, Dick, what do you mean, train people to do business with me? Well, when you stop and think, your business runs on profits. And if you're not making a profit, you're not going to be in business. And how do you make a profit? You make a profit by getting paid. So if you don't get paid, and somebody's going to stretch you out 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, you're not going to have any cash flow. So with no cash flow, you're not going to pay your bills. So what happens? Your business closes. So you train your customers to pay their bills to you first. I always use the expression when I tell my customers.
That. I'm going to use that when I go back to my office.
Well, good. I used to tell my customers, I'm not really concerned about who you don't pay, just as long as you pay me. That's the important thing. You pay me first, and then you pay the others. And they'd look at me and say, gee, Dick, never thought about that. Well, whoever asked you that way? Well, nobody. Well, I am. I want my money first. And as a result, I normally would get paid before the other guy. So we were very successful. We did a lot of business, and we got paid for it, and the other people, let my competition have those.
That's great.
And my competitor has
now you're saying that you've got some people who've used SCORE throughout many different years. Suppose I've got an issue, marketing, like marketing or board development and board development and production and all those other things. Could we be seeing different SCORE counselors for those different specific needs?
Yes, what we would do, the original counselor that started with you on your particular problem, when he helped you with that particular problem, if you ended up with a personnel problem, or you ended up with a manufacturing problem, or a production problem, we would then bring in one of our other counselors to help that counselor, because we always try to counsel in teams of two. There's two heads are better than one. So that way, we're getting cross-pollinated, if you will, on what your particular problem happens to be. So yes, we might even bring in 3 people, depending on what the need is. So we are there to help.
That's great.
That's what it's all about. We're not there to tell you how to run your business. We're there to listen to your concerns and then try to give you guidance and advice. And if it takes 3 of us or 4 of us or 5 of us, we'll bring the whole group in.
So you mentioned this early on, but I'm seeing what you're saying, that you can act as a outside board of directors to some of our small companies in the greater Cleveland area.
That's true. We have a couple of businesses use us basically as a board of directors. In fact, last weekend, I was asked to be on the board of a nonprofit. We deal with nonprofits also, and nonprofits are in great need of counseling.
Wow. Yes,
big need for counseling, and we help nonprofits big time. We try to do what we can do to help. That's our number one. We're free of charge. We have no compensation of any kind. We don't expect anything from anyone. We just do what we have to do to help that entrepreneur.
That's good. We're going to have to take a 2-minute commercial break again. These segments are going quick. But I want to learn a little bit more about the counselors, your other counselors, your colleagues there. You've got a great background, and I'd like to hear some of the backgrounds of your other ones.
Okay.
We'll be right back after 2 minutes of commercial breaks. Trans-Ohio Mortgage is an honest mortgage company with hundreds of lenders bidding for your business. At Trans-Ohio, everyone is treated with respect, and we love to say yes.
I just got divorced. Can you help? I'd like to purchase my first home. Can you help?
We would like to invest in our children's future by buying rental property. Can you help?
So call Trans-Ohio to get your yes.
Bring in your monthly Adelphia cable bill and receive a free mortgage analysis. We love to say yes.
When you get involved with the Red Cross to help prepare your community, you never know how many lives you might change. When we come together, we become part of something bigger than us all.
Make this year your year to plant trees for America.
You can make the air taste fresher, breathe as deeply as you please.
Go online to arborday.org to find out how to select, plant, and prune your trees.
Help the Arbor Day Foundation plant more trees across the nation. Plant a tree today for all the world to share.
Go to arborday.org.
Don't forget to subscribe to City News newspaper, Working Money magazine, and Swerve magazine. Become one of 210,000 weekly readers of each of our publications. To subscribe, call our offices at 881-0799. We're back and we're live. We are talking entrepreneurship today, and again, it's a pleasure to have both of you gentlemen on from SCORE and from SBA, because you guys, I guess, are the pinnacle of entrepreneurship. And I think personally, what's going to help grow this economy in Greater Cleveland, which is small businesses. You know, a lot of people don't get it. They're wanting to get to all these big businesses and find ways to make that work, but it's the small guys who are, providing the jobs and the creativeness and the ability to maneuver in a tight economy. So again, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Before the break, we're talking a little bit. We started to talk about some of your other counselors. You've got a great background, but tell me a little bit about some of your other counselors. I mean, I don't want to get stuck with somebody that doesn't have any skills or skills as high as yours.
Right. Well, we have, for example, some of the things that pop up is patents. Okay, we have one of our counselors that was quite involved with doing patents, and he has patents of his own, and he worked for a major corporation. He handled all of their patents. We have a retired math professor from a university here in town who is very, very strong in finance and make sure that the finance is like it should be. We have retailers, people who are professionals in the retail business.
Owners
of businesses that can guide and help you, whether it's clothing or furniture or whatever the case might be. We have people who own machine shops. That did and ran machine shops for years and years and years. And in fact, this coming week, we have a person that's coming in to talk to these people, because the problem with this machine shop is they can't get their production out. Well, when you're running machines, you better get the production out or you're not going to be there very long. So our people will help him with that particular problem, because they've been there and they've done that. And that's really the beauty when you come to SCORE, is you get experience. You get people that have done it, been there, felt it, hurt, existed by it, whatever the case may be, and whatever you want to put the term on it, they've been there and done it, and that's what it's all about.
Now, do you have to be, I always say senior, it's not senior or anything, it's retired, right?
Well, that used to be the term. Years and years ago, when to be a member of SCORE or a counselor for SCORE, you had to be retired. But now that the economy is changing so much and the needs of services are so much greater than they had been in the past, we now try to fill specific areas with expertise. For example, one of our newest members who still works is an expert in the computer area. Okay, all of us in our 55 and up are pretty limited in our experiences with the information technology. So we need an information technology expert. We now have one on board. So we try to find one. We try to find those areas that have the need to help that individual. Acquisitions, for example. We have people who say, I'm going to come and I'm going to buy a business or start a business. Where do I begin? Well, now we have a couple experts now in that area that can guide them and help them with their acquisitions. We have another individual that is an expert in franchising. Franchising is very, very popular, and many people get in trouble with franchises. Yes. Well, we can guide them along those lines. Again, we don't try to kill that dream. We just try to make sure that they're asking the right questions and doing the right homework and getting the right demographics of what they're looking for, because that's a big important thing. That's their money. So we're trying to help them. So
now, some of the research and statistics that I'm familiar with says that the newest entrepreneurs into the marketplace are minorities and females, and I'm not sure what SBA's numbers bear out. But do your counselors reflect that? Do you have minority and female counselors?
we encourage minority and female counselors. We have 7 female counselors right now, but we are in dire need of African American counselors, because 40% of our counseling sessions are with African Americans, and we'd prefer to have an African American with another counselor counsel that person. They feel more comfortable, they feel more at home, and that's what we want them to do. But yes, we need all the people that we can possibly get. So if there's anyone that's listening or watching and has an area of expertise that maybe they can't donate all their time or volunteer all their time, give us a call, because there's probably some areas that we can use them in.
Okay, so if someone wanted to be a counselor, what would they have to do? Is there,
First thing they would have to do is call our office and say, hey, I'm interested in being a counselor for SCORE. We would turn them over to our membership chairman. He would call them back, and then he'd say, send me a little brief resume of who you are, what you're capable of doing, and then we'd sit down for a personal interview and then discuss it and see if it fits.
And you said that you've got 5 offices in this
Right.
area. Where are those 5 offices at?
We have an office, which is, of course, our main office, which is downtown at 1350 Euclid. Then we have an office out at Lee and May Road in the Heights area. We have an office out at Lake Erie College in Painesville. We have an office in Lorraine at Lorraine Community College. And we have an office out in Norwalk, which is brand new. That's in the Job and Placement Services Center, I believe it is.
Okay, well, Norwalk, Ohio.
Right.
Now, tell me, you do more than just counseling, because you also do seminars throughout the year. Is that right?
Yes, we do seminars, and our seminars are for startup businesses as well as existing businesses. We just had a seminar 3 weeks ago that was strictly for retailers that were competing with the big box stores. So that was a seminar that more retailers and small businesses should have taken advantage of, but they didn't. They missed an excellent opportunity to learn how to compete with the big box stores. That's upon us, and there is room for the small merchant out there to compete with those people if they learn and know how to do what they should be doing.
Well, what types of people are giving those seminars? Is it still the same counselors, or is it you bring in other experts?
We bring in other experts that have that expertise in those areas. Some of our SCORE counselors are able to do that, but we bring in different attorneys, different CPAs, different marketing people, different insurance people, et cetera, that are needed to explain the real needs of running a business and starting a business as well as operating a business. Expense of running a business is big. So
absolutely,
we try to bring in the best expert. The nice thing about our experts, they stand in line wanting to talk at our seminars. And what they all agree to do is, after the seminar, is take an hour of their time, free of charge, to anybody that attends our seminars, to give them guidance and support, either on a phone or a personal visit.
That's great.
Which is pretty neat.
Now, but the seminars, there is a fee to
There is a fee for that, because that includes breakfast and lunch.
Okay, and what are they usually?
$50 is what the fee normally is.
That's not bad.
No.
Now, I guess time is running out on us, but what number would somebody call if they're interested in getting counseling from SCORE?
Our number at SCORE is 522-4194. 522-4194. Extension 21. Nope, excuse me. That's not extension 21. It's just that's the number. I'm sorry.
That's the number. Okay, great. And I'd like to thank you, Jim Donato, for being on from SBA. Your number is 522-4180. I know that one by heart. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Work and Money. We will return again live next week with replays throughout the week on Adelphia Channel 15. I'm James Crosby, publisher of City News newspaper. Thank you and good night.